What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Marvel Future Revolution. So today we've basically got an update that doesn't really quite feel like an update at all. Realistically, we'll just call this what it is. It's the Marvel Mall update, right? It's in the like, I hate to say this and I hate to be the ass, and I don't want to be an ass, but essentially we get an update in the middle of the epic invasion event for Gore the God Butcher. I've actually taken about a few days off from the game, to be perfectly honest. Wasn't feeling particularly well, and yeah, when you really want to know whether or not you're really into something, you know, like I wasn't really enthused necessarily to just jump into playing Marvel Future Revolution, if I'm being perfectly honest. That's just the truth of the matter. But let's jump into what we have here. Okay, so essentially we'll just call this the Valkyrie update. Now, the thing that got me a little teased about that this is the Valkyrie update, right, is essentially the fact that this isn't even the Valkyrie from the Thor Love and Thunder movie. We're in the midst of the Thor Love and Thunder event, celebration, whatever you want to call it. And we don't even get the Thor Love and Thunder Valkyrie that, you know, we would assume that we would have gotten. We basically get the old Valkyrie, right? Not necessarily that this is a bad character model or anything like that, but at the very minimum, you know, I would have loved to have seen I don't know. I would have preferred to have seen, you know, the Valkyrie from the Thor Love and Thunder movie if this is what you were going to add. Now, there is the festival event that's going on for her. So if you really want the Valkyrie, then she's there. Let's take a look at the companion overall. So she does give you a flame damage decrease. I'm not exactly sure how much players are going to be, you know, hooping and hollering about that. Her bonus effects is defense, pierce, and then attack. So those are some good bonus effects that you could have if you want to reach level 5 or level 6 with this character. To be honest with you, both stats are really good. I don't know about the collection stat, which is flame damage decrease. It's just, I don't know. Her skill basically is called Valkyrie's Mark, and it has 41-second cooldown. She summon the companion. The companion's duration is 15 seconds. She applies a buff to your hero for about 30%, and then she stacks Valkyrie's Mark when the skill lands, stacks up to 3 times, stuns for 1 second upon reaching the max stack count, increases the skill cooldown of the target by 0.5 second when the skill lands. She has the lowest guard break, strikes down an enemy with a beam of light to deal damage. The affected enemy has their skill cooldown, blah blah blah, right? So here was the problem with her skill. I hate these stack effects. These stack effects just trash. She's only around for 15 seconds. I really want to stack these cooldown things. This makes her pretty much like a one target kind of companion, meaning that, you know, you're in like a boss fight, so like Blitz or something like that or whatever, in order to ensure that these stacks are going to hit. And even then, is she going to be the best character overall for you? I doubt that. I really don't believe it, to be perfectly honest, which makes the fact that her collection stat as a flame damage decrease doesn't really seem to pan out so well. So, like, you know, I guess if you're really looking to min-max that defense, pierce, and that attack, sure, but I don't know. To be honest with you, the bottom line for me with these companions is that we're getting thrown companions at a very cyclic rate. I mean, they're just coming hot and shot at us, which is great for the Marvel Mall, but they're not really great for the gameplay. Like, what we want to see is characters. And at this cycle of getting characters released, it is way too slow for the players to keep the players invested and keep them interested. I really wish that, and to be honest with you, this is a bad part about having a game that's like Marvel Future Revolution that's sat on the mobile but has such a huge graphical interface, because it's going to take time to develop those characters, those character models and stuff. But I think they should have came ready to the ballpark. I mean, we're literally sitting at probably a year into the game now at this point. We're almost on the anniversary, and realistically, we got characters that nobody is really necessarily Magic, and then we've got Scarlet Witch. I think a lot of players were happy about Scarlet Witch around her first arrival, but to say that, you know, she had that pop and impact that characters like Wolverine, Thor, you know, Deadpool, or these characters that we eat, Magnetos, you know, Thanoses, that could have been pulled from the game resources already. I don't know. I think they would have done better had they put effort into those characters that people are really, really enthused about. A character like Thor might not necessarily have added anything to the game comparatively to a character like different from what Storm is, especially with the way that they're developing it as a junior dev team, in my opinion, because I'm still going with that. This is like the junior dev team over there. But because I could see them just trying to do stacks of lightning damage or some shit like that. But I think that, you know, that would have been better off than we just getting these cycled updates of the Marvel Mall with companions and stuff, because at this point the companion library is just growing. The chances of you drawing on companions that you really want are just becoming really low. Like, I mean, even in this event, what we're essentially looking at right now is just that. It's just companions. There's nothing in this update really other than additions to the Marvel Mall and companion. It's literally just the Valkyrie companion, and it's not even, like I said again, it doesn't even fall within the theme, because it's not the Valkyrie Tessa Thompson companion that we got from the Love and Thunder movie. So we've got all this thematic stuff around the invasion and everything like that with Gore the God Butcher, Thor, and Mighty Thor Jane Foster, and then we get the addition of the Valkyrie companion, but it's not the Tessa Thompson companion. So it just kind of really fall flat, really fall short. That's just my opinion. I mean, we get Thor, the Mighty Thor Jane Foster as a companion, and we get Valkyrie as a companion. We get additions of Thor inside the mall, but they're not Thor. You know, there's not Thor in the game. So overall, everything falls flat, in my opinion, for this update. Even the Epic Invasion just feels like such a workhorse in order to keep up with, that it doesn't really feel rewarding. So we've got a couple of events that are going on. Let me make sure that you guys are tuned in. Don't forget about the Mighty Wheel. The Love and Thunder check-in event is still happening as well, but now we have the addition of the Valkyrie Celebration check-in, where you can get these Valkyrie tokens, right? And you can use those as materials to craft. So we'll take a look at that in a second, right? So we also have the Valkyrie's battle training that's going on, right? So basically inside here, they're just going to ask you to complete like Dimension Duels and Omega Wars inside the game mode, and then you'll unlock these Thunder treasure boxes. If you remember, the Thunder treasure boxes were already from the Love and Thunder, and you basically get either 4-star Omega cards, Thor companion shards, Jane Foster, the Mighty Thor companion cards, 4 to 6-star God the Butcher battle badges, and battle badge alloys or gore seals and draw tickets. More than likely, you're gonna end up with the draw tickets. That's just essentially the way it's going, right? Then we have Valkyrie's targets. So similar to like the Loki event that we normally have, you basically are gonna go around and defeat the targets in order to gain some more of these seals, and that's it. You just gotta beat. It's basically like go around and run around and defeat the most wanted targets, and you'll unlock for defeating Hela one time, which is nice because Hela was a pain in the ass to fight. You basically unlock a 2-star Valkyrie companion, so that's pretty good, right? Because a 2-star companion basically means you only need to get 40 more shards of Valkyrie, right? So here we go. Now we're gonna move right along, because yeah, I think that was it inside there. So then we're gonna move right along to the Valkyrie's crafting event, so that way you guys can see that. While I'm moving over here, don't forget that there's a Love and Thunder companion screenshot event that's currently running on the forum boards. So this one's a little bit different because you do have to make a screenshot. So like essentially what they want you to do, right, is like create a screenshot of the special companions, the Mighty Thor and Valkyrie, right, and have it verified, and you'll get a Thunder treasure box as a reward. Not a whole lot that you need to do for it. Just do it and, you know, go post it with your squad name and stuff like that on the forums, and you basically get a treasure box, right? So the Valkyrie's crafting event, we basically, if you collect 2,500, all right, 2,500 of these seals, the Valkyrie's token skills, you basically get a 3-star companion related to Thor, and it's going to either be Thor, Loki, Mighty Thor, or Valkyrie inside there. So that's essentially a really good companion box that they have inside there. You can't really complain about that, because that means you basically get a selector for completing all the events. Which one's going to be the better option out of those for you to get? That's the question, right? Now, here goes the funny thing, right? If you notice, it says available companions. We got Thor, Mighty Thor, and Valkyrie, right? But notice what it says as well is that underneath the companions, it says Loki. maybe I'm confused, but I don't see Loki. When did we get Loki as a companion? Oh wait, never mind. I did forget about that. I did get Loki as a companion. I did forget about this. Never mind. This is me getting all confused. Yeah, because I remember when he made the little splash for confusion on the Omega Alliance Omega War. So never mind. Okay. So basically, of those companions, which one do you want to choose? Is going to be a hard sell for me on any of those necessarily being like game shaking, earth shattering, right? Loki had the most impact and he was very useful inside like Omega War, Alliance Omega War for his confusion skill. That was pretty decent. Then you had Thor. His skill basically really didn't do anything. It was a shock damage attack that came in. So like he's a good one hitter quitter kind of deal inside there. I don't want to see Thor as a companion. Then we get the new Valkyrie summons inside there as well. And then you have the Thor Mighty Jane Foster. I think I have her at 4 stars now. 4 stars, so she increases the companion skill damage by 30%, decrease attack by 30% for 8 seconds upon reaching max stat count. So it's one of those things again. You choose the companion that you want out of those. I don't really feel like, you know, any of those companions are necessarily like earth-shattering, like good to me that is going to, you know, really make or break anything. That's essentially how I'm looking at it. I'm trying to not be negative about it because it's still a free thing inside there for you to basically get one of those characters. I think just seeing Mighty Thor, you know, Thor running around or Loki running around with me as a companion will just piss me off more as I play the game, because I'm just thinking like, why don't I have these characters to actually play the content as? Like, I would love to play as Loki inside the game. I would love to play as Thor in the game. I think a lot of people would love to play Thor. You know, I just recently T4'd my Thor inside of Marvel Future Fight, and he's not even that great inside Marvel Future Fight, if I'm being perfectly 100% honest. But I've been like hanging on to that character and using him for just all sorts of gameplay inside there. So I would love to see that, but it is what it is, right? Then we've got the premium upgrade selection box. I highly suggest that, you know, just leave this shit alone. We get the Thunder Treasure box for 1,000 of those, so you can do these as like 3 per squad, and you'll have the chance to get in those. And then we have the highest grade enhancer box as well that you can complete for 500 of those. I really suggest that you just go to the companions, because the reason why I say the companions, even if you don't like any of those individual 4 companions, they will arbitrarily increase your power levels. So you want to get the companions just from that. That's the problem with the companions, is that utilizing the companions, getting those companions, leveling them up and so forth like that is going to help your overall squad. So that's, you know, the FOMO of missing out on one of these companions eventually, right? Or essentially, especially the more that they grow, you're just going to run into that you're going to run into that problem where you're like, now it's going to get even harder to dig in that chest, right? So we're back to the the companion bundles inside here. So we got the Valkyrie Companion 7-day summon bundle inside here. So essentially for $30 is what they're asking for. You're going to get 1,650 crystals, and then you'll notice it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 of the Valkyrie Companion shards, which is essentially a tier 3, 3-star companion. And then you also get a 2-star special companion selection box, so you can summon any one of the other 22 special companions at 2-star. Essentially, you know, another, I think that's another 20 shards or something like that for a companion. So not necessarily bad, but you know, like this is how you weight the character, right? If you weight the character Valkyrie highly and you really like her summon skill and stuff like that, which I'm not exactly high on, especially with her collection stat, then this is something you want to go. Now, the really cool thing that I'm happy about seeing here is that this is not a $44.99 sale. So it's a $26.99 sale, which puts it more in reason, I guess is the best way to say that. Is it something I'm going to invest my money in? No. But if that's something that you want to invest your money in, by all means, I'm not going to tell you how to use your money. Spend your money the way you want to. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a shit ton of, you know, there's going to be a shit ton of players out there, whales, who are going to purchase everything and anything just because, like, I don't know what it is, but, you know, it's the world we live in now. People will just purchase shit just to purchase shit. I don't get it, but it ain't for me. So, yeah, I think that's about it that's going inside here. If I'm missing anything, then I apologize. I'll come back to it and review it. But I really don't think that there's a whole lot being missed here. Essentially, I think most players will kind of wash over this update because it just doesn't represent a whole lot in terms of player interest. You know, because it's just really just, it's events that, you know, you can take advantage of. So take advantage of the event as much as you can. But yeah, I'm trying not to be a Debbie Downer about it, but I am so upset that we didn't get to see some version of Thor as a playable character inside this game with this update. It would have been really, really great and a great splash for Marvel Future Revolution on a whole. But alas, it wasn't meant to be. So I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Until next time, peace. By the way, hit that damn subscribe button. Until next time.